Hey YouTube, longtime seller here, and I've got a new series that's going bringing out, and this is for those of you that want to start selling on eBay and you're not sure how to get started. And there's I see a lot of people with YouTube channels, and they tips and tricks and how much to make money and all this, but sometimes people forget to go back to the beginning, and myself, I'm one of them. And I remember when I started selling on eBay, and that's the purpose of this series here. Is this is to teach those of you that want to get started and do not have an eBay store, have never shopped online, don't know if you want to, don't know what to sell, how to sell. And so I want to cover the basics step by step and go through this process to help you get started as a seller and hopefully find financial freedom like I did. Now, let me give you a little brief overview. Like last year, I sold right at $280,000 on eBay, and I started out with zero invested. All right, and I'm going to walk you through this. I'm going to give you a brief little intro, and then I'm going to show you how to create an account and find what to sell, how to create a listing, how to pack and ship, feedback, all those things that you need to do to be successful in your reselling ventures. And so now I started my eBay store. This is how I got started. About 10 years ago, I decided to downsize my personal life. Where I lived, I didn't want to be married to a house and a yard, so a I moved into an RV because I wanted more of that mobile lifestyle, and more of the freedom. I wanted time for myself to go and do the things I want to do. I don't have a yard to take care of. I don't have a pet to take care of. I don't have a house to take care of. So I can just, if I want to go on a trip, I can just pack up and go on a trip, and that's why I chose that. But so while I was downsizing, I had a lot of stuff I need to get rid of. And I'm like, okay, how am I going to do this? And I didn't want to do a garage sale. I wasn't really a garage sale kind of person. And so I was looking around, and I had never been on eBay before. And I happened to see a deal about selling on eBay. And I said, well, let me try this out. And I started, I think I listed four things on eBay. And just to get them out the door. And believe it or not, the first month, all four of those items sold. Right, and it helped me because it put a little bit of cash in my pocket, which wasn't necessarily my interest. My interest was more of decluttering and downsizing. But anyway, a little light bulb went off. Right when I saw it, I said, "Well, this is pretty cool. It's kind of easy, really." And so I watched a couple of YouTube videos, and there was a couple people, and there's a couple people I still follow from years ago because I grew with them as they were growing. And I'll share one name with you, and that was Chris Lynn with Daily Refinement. And back in the day, he was 10K on the Bay. He was trying to get up to be 10,000 listings. And I remember my store, I started right after he started, and I was kind of growing with him. He was going a lot faster than me. He had different plans, and I was just kind of a hobby seller. But anyway, as I started watching these videos, the one that really caught me was I saw a video on buying and selling Taco Bell hot sauce packs. All right. Now let me bring you up here, and I'm going to put in here in this search bar Taco Bell hot sauce. Now I saw a video Taco Bell hot sauce packets. Okay. I saw a video on buying and selling Taco Bell hot sauce packets. All right. You get these for free. All right. And I'm thinking, like, why would somebody want to buy something that's free? And if you'll see here, there are 308 listings for Taco Bell hot sauce packets. Okay. Now, when I come over here and I click on sold items, 74 items out of 308 have sold. So it's probably about a 12-15% sell through rate. Not a great sell through rate. And trust me, you're not going to get rich doing this. All right. Nobody's getting wealthy selling hot sauce Taco Bell packs, but these are actual packs that have actually sold on eBay where somebody bought them, right? Well, I saw this, and I saw that video, and I went and I looked, and I saw this, and I'm thinking to myself, another light bulb goes off, bing, and I'm like, wait a second, there's really something to this. And I got thinking, what would cause somebody to buy a Taco Bell hot sauce pack? Something that's free, something you go to Taco Bell and they just throw them in your sack for you, right? You buy your burrito, you buy your taco, and they throw them in there, a handful. So I kind of started thinking about this, and then I said, oh, I'm a former military person, and I'm thinking, like, all right, I can see people in the military, they get stationed to another place, they love Taco Bell, they like their hot sauce, they don't have any. Boom, they buy it, it's shipped to them. Maybe you live in a town, you move to a town, and there's no Taco Bell, and you love Taco Bell hot sauce. Boom, here it is. And so what this did is this opened my eyes and to the possibility and the realm of what basically the potential of selling on eBay and what the potential is. That's when that light bulb really went off, because I already seen firsthand by selling some of my stuff that things sell. And then I saw free stuff selling, and I was like, holy cow, there's something to this, all right? I mean, there's something to this. And so that's how I got started in my selling, right? I started down cluttering and downsizing, and then I decided to be a seller on my hobby, on my part-time, because I had some free time. And I said, you know what, I'm going to do this. And I start off in several different niches and stuff. And before I discovered the one that I liked and one I enjoyed, the one that worked for me. And basically what I want to share with y'all is how to start from A to Z. This is basically this was my journey from zero to $280,000 a year, because I started my store with zero investment. I mean zero. I sold some stuff around the house, and that's how you can get started. All right. Now the first thing we'll do is we'll start here in opening an account. When you pull up eBay on there, your screen will look different. The screen will look like this when you uh, first get on and decide to sell on eBay and you want to create an account. You click right here where it says new to eBay, create account, and you just click on that. Right now, this will bring it up where you can do a personal or business, and mine is actually a business account now, but I started with a personal account, so that you can do it either way. I did mine as a personal account. So you just put in your name, your email, and you create a password, and then you create your personal account, and boom, now you have your account. Okay. And there are some other little particulars that you can go in there and tweak and things like that as you go along. And I will get with you on that and show you how to do this step by step. But basically, what I'll show you is how to go in here and create this account. Now, a couple of things. One thing that I learned a little too late, because I started off as a hobby, had no intention of being a business, and then when I decided to be a business, I had to go in here and make a lot of changes. So I can maybe show you a few steps, and one thing was separating a business account from your personal account. You want to keep these separate. And I started mine as a personal account because I was selling personal things. And then when I created a store and it started growing, I went and I created a business account. And so if you're going to be a seller and you want to be a larger seller, create a dedicated business banking account. Now, my personal account is with Chase Bank. I've been with Chase Bank for a long time. But when I went to start my small business, I started to go with Chase because that's who I was with. But the things that they offered me as a very small business wasn't really what I was looking for. So I went searching around, and actually I went to Capital One, and I took them because they were quick and easy to start a business account. Uh, it didn't take much of a deposit to open the account, and most importantly, I get cash back. And so I have a checking account and I have a credit card account in a business, and every single purchase that I make regarding my business goes on that credit card. Now, I pay my credit card balance off every 2 weeks, and I do this because I get cash back on my credit card. So I buy my shipping supplies, I buy my inventory, I pay my warehouse rent, my warehouse electricity, my warehouse Wi-Fi, my cell phone, all the things, expenses that you occur as a small business. And even if you're out of your house, you're still going to get expenses such as shipping supply, shipping costs, because you're going to have to pay for that shipping. Even if the customer pays, it comes out of your account. So you want a payment method there. And I chose. I'm not telling you that to go to Chase or Capital One or Wells Fargo or anything like that. I'm just telling you why I chose this, and it was basically because of the cash back that they offered me. And I'm at the point now where my cash back is $1,200 to $1,500 a year, and that's free money for me doing nothing. So that's why you create a separate account, because if you grow and you want to grow, you want these two things separate. You don't want them mixed up and then try to separate them later. So uh, if you have the wherewithal to create an account, then by all means create another account. Okay, now the next thing I want to get into is we've gone over create an account, gone over your banking. Now, there's nothing wrong with starting with your personal account if that's your means and that's what you need to do, or your financial situation won't allow you to do that yet, then that's fine and dandy. But the first opportunity you get when you start growing, make sure that you create that separate account. Now, the next thing I want to get to is when you start selling. All right, now actually, let's go before you start selling. Yes, let's start with how to get your inventory for zero cost. And you can start off just like I did. Everybody has something in their house, whether it's a piece of clothing, a pair of old Nikes, a tool, an appliance, all sorts of things like that that you don't use anymore, right? That can be your starting nest egg, right? Stuff that's sitting around your house that you don't use anymore. Really, just sit there in your house and look around and look at something and go like, I bought that, I liked it, I used it once, I haven't touched it in 6 months. Why do I still have it? Perfect thing to sell on eBay. Another thing you can do is you can go to your friends and your family members and say, hey, look, I'm starting an eBay business here. Do you have something that you don't want that you were planning on donating that you could donate to me for help me get my business started? And you'll be surprised at how many people, every every person I know probably knows somebody that has donated something to either Goodwill or one of them donation boxes or a charity or anything like that. And you'll be surprised at how many of your family members and your friends that go like, sure, here, man, I got these things I'm not using anymore. I want them out of my way. Boom, free inventory. That's your nest egg. That's your start. That's how you get started with zero money. It's things that you have around the house not using, things your friends and your family are more than willing to donate to help you because they want it out of their way. And here you are asking for it. All right. So now you get some free inventory. You've got your little, and you get your first sales. Don't take that sale and run off and go spend the money. All right. Take that money and put it aside because I'm going to show you compounding later. And this is how you grow from zero to 280,000 in less than 5 years if this is what you want. Okay. Around the house to sell. You've got some stuff for your friends and family. You got your nest egg. All right. Now, maybe those things aren't what you want to sell. Maybe you have a different idea. I want to sell this or I want to sell that, or my interest is here. My hobby is here. And that's fine. Get started with your free nest egg, and now you take that profit to get inventory of what you want to sell. And I want to cover uh, discovering your niche of what you want to sell and how to sell. When I started, I sold things around the house, and I wasn't for sure what I wanted to sell, and so I kind of got into collectibles and things like that, stuff I found at estate sales, and I did that for a little while, and decided, well, that's not really my niche. And so I moved on to other things until I finally settled on my primary category, which is men's clothing. I sell mostly sportswear, jerseys, golf polos, things like that. And anyway, so you discover your niche, and your niche should be something, it can be something that you enjoy, a hobby that you have, or an interest. Because uh, say you're interested in automobiles, okay? And maybe you're a mechanic or a starting mechanic or something like that. Well, you can sell auto parts. You can pick auto parts up at flea markets, at garage sales, storage locker auctions. Just all kinds of places. Uh, and listen, because that's your interest. Now, your interest may be video games. If you're interested in video games, that's big business, big money. And if you know what games sell, what games are popular, and you stay up on the trends, you can really, really do well in that. And that's a niche. You can find those things at garage sales, estate sales, flea markets, thrift stores, places like that. So discover, pick a niche that you enjoy selling, and it can be a hobby. Now, my background, 44 years, has always been maintenance. I've been mechanic and HVAC for 44 years, and facility maintenance for almost 45 years before I retired. But when I started selling on eBay, I didn't want to sell in the same category as my line of work. If you see what I'm saying, because I'm working 40 plus hours a week here, I didn't want to come home and work another 10 to 20 hours a week doing the same thing. I wanted something different. And so that's why I picked my niche of uh, men's clothing, because that's eventually what I discovered that I liked and I enjoyed and had a knack for. So that's discovering your niche and how to sell. And don't be afraid to experiment. Try, you can use the dartboard thing. You can try collectibles, video games, toys, Lego sets, auto parts, clothing, just shoes. I mean, try try a little bit of everything until you find what you like, what your interest is, and what you think. Hey, I like doing this, and that's because if you enjoy doing something, that makes it so much easier to go to work at the day. Okay, so that's going to be discovering your niche and what you want to sell. Now, as a new seller and you're starting out, you're going to have zero feedback. All right. Now, a lot of people are reluctant to buy an item from somebody that is zero feedback. Okay. And I want to tell you how to get feedback before you even sell anything. All right. Now, doesn't mean you can't go ahead and list. Go ahead and get your listings up there. But since you're going to be selling things, you're going to need shipping supplies. Okay. Whatever it is. I mean, I buy poly mailers because that's what I ship my clothing in. And so you can go on eBay under your new business account or your store account that you've created, your new account, and make purchases of something that you're already normally going to buy. You can go on there and buy, say you like Starbucks K cups, and you go in there and just, hey, I'm gonna buy my coffee on Starbucks today. I mean on eBay today, or I'm gonna buy some shipping supplies. Uh, hey, I need this or that. Make a purchase of something you're normally going to purchase. All right, that doesn't mean go out and buy. Hey, I'm going to get a new TV because I want a new TV. And for feedback, don't use that as an excuse. But to buy simple little things that you're normally going to buy, such as coffee, tea, uh, shipping supplies, clothing, socks, underwear, makeup, whatever you would normally buy or normally going to buy some of those things on eBay, and those sellers are going to give you feedback. And now you have feedback under this account because this is the account you want to make your purchases from, and the feedback comes with this account. So now you can get some feedback, and you haven't even sold anything yet, and it gives you a little bit more of a reputation as a seller. Zero sales versus 4 or 5 sales. All right, so that helps you sell because there are people out there that just won't buy from the person with zero feedback. And so you just get a few feedbacks. And so that's how you can get some feedback starting out. The rest of the feedback will come from yourself. And my average, I have figured out my average, I get about 30% feedback from sales. So if I sell 100 items, I'll get 30 feedback. And that's about the way the average has been. And I don't request feedback. I don't bug people for feedback. There are people that do send emails. Hey, would you mind feeding me feedback? And I buy things from somebody, and I hate this. I buy something and I'll get 3 or 4 requests in a row for feedback. And when I get somebody's interrupting my time and spamming me, pleading for a feedback, I will usually send them an email saying like, you asked me one more time, I get one more contact from you, I'm going to give you a negative. But that's me. I'm a little different. But anyway, uh, now you've got your account started. You've got some items for sale for zero. All right. And remember, you get those first sales. Don't spend that money. Don't go treat yourself to a dinner because you're going to need more inventory. That's the source, and that's later on. I will get into compounding and how you compound your money and grow. Because I grew my store from 0 to 280 with nothing. I didn't put nothing in from out of my pocket, and that's how I grew. All right, now let me come back up